Pat, for taking time out just to be interviewed as part of the assignment for this corner. So just gonna ask you a few questions, if that's okay with you, just to make sure that you know, we identify or be able to look at the culture of the be'a. So
Cool.
you know, you as a person who wears the traditional be'a. Yeah, so you okay?
Yeah, no worries,
You
bro.
set?
Sweet.
Coffee? No? Okay, great.
Awesome.
I guess so. What the first question is, you know, what are the principles of the be'a, or what are the principles to you?
To me, guess the first thing I could say is it's a step into manhood. You know, getting it so young as I did, it was it was definitely that, a step into manhood. It was an honour.
Yeah.
You know, it was really humbling. It's a humbling experience, and humbling to have it on my body as well. It's, I guess, a principle could be servanthood, eh? You know, everyone that does wear it, whether they know or not, it's, there is a great service that you do towards your culture, your Samoan heritage, and so yeah, you know, it goes through either your voice, you know, through speech, or through actions and protocols and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely something that is respectful.
Awesome.
You know, yeah.
So while we're on the principles, you say it's servanthood. What does that look like?
Like traditionally, there's certain tasks that sungai mikis do. People who wear the traditional tattoo, like it could be down to the service of the food.
Yeah.
You know, that's called fula de mea ai, where you do a certain speech and you show respect. It could be through the awa ceremony, and duties to the church, things like that. Things that are only bestowed for those that have the be'a. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So historically, being one who wears the be'a, I know they were the ones who performed the duties on behalf of the matai, or the matai, who so whatever the matai said, the sungai miti be the one that goes out to perform those tasks. Is that still happening today?
Yes. It's more predominantly happening in Samoa rather than New Zealand. However, there's a certain expectation as a sungai miki to perform those tasks and to do those services with justice. You know, and it holds a lot of honour towards your family and towards your village and to Samoa. You know, in a whole. But yeah, it's become quite rare for New Zealand-born Samoans to perform those tasks here rather than in the islands where it's done all the time. So I guess it's just the practice of things done differently.
True.
Yeah.
So basically, simply because I guess, you know, being here in New Zealand, you know, we have other cultures as well to kind of like think about, and that's cool. So what does the be'a mean to you? Like, you know, being the one that wears the be'a, or, you know, what does it mean to you?
It means a lot of honour. It means a lot of respect to my father. You know, and it holds a lot of some of my identity. You know, as a Samoan, as a member of my father's son, you know, and you know, I feel like it's become who I am.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, as a person, as I serve, as I try to be humble, things like that has become what the better has made me. You know.
That's awesome. And so, was it your father that inspired you to wear or to carry the better, or was it something that you've always kind of wanted?
Yeah, I've always looked up to my dad. You know, and I can't even remember a time when I didn't see it on his body.
Yeah, yeah.
So I grew up seeing both my parents with that traditional art.
Yeah.
And the way they served their culture and their traditions and church.
Yeah.
So I guess that was all I knew. You know, and that was all I inspired to do and be and to make my dad proud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they say that the better is like a gift from generation to generation, and that's kind of like what's happening with yourself and your father.
Yeah.
And so you say your mother's got the traditional malu,
Yes,
which is the female tattoo.
Yeah.
And does that carry on to your other siblings, like your brothers and your sisters?
Yeah. So as a whole, there's 8 of us. We all have it. And we all hold that dear to us because of our parents.
Wow. You
know, and I guess my mum, her reason in doing it was for my dad.
Wow.
To share some of his pain and to just have that connection, that bond, that, you know, that culture to share with him.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that as children we wanted to share with them also. You know, and it's a culture in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that biblical verse which it talks about, you know, when one cries, we cry.
Yeah.
When one is happy, we be happy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like with your mother and your father, you know, your mother just wanting to also, you know, just take on the pain that he went through.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, definitely. It shows a lot of love.
Yeah.
You know,
well, that's it. Love.
It's a deeper love connection, I guess. Yeah.
Sorry, my phone's going off, but
no, it's great.
Awesome, man. That's great. What is your take on better nowadays? Like, I know, you know, with the guys who, I'm not saying all of them, but you know, there are some guys out there who are getting them done, but it's kind of like become a fashion statement rather than, you know, wearing it to respect the you know those who have paved the way for us. So what is your view on that, like with the better nowadays?
Yeah, it's a difficult question to answer because, you know, everyone gets a better for their own personal reasons, and you know, it really shows how they wear it. You know, whether they got it through either the traditional process, through Makai, or through the fatherly process, or whether they did it for their own personal gain. And so how they wear it is where you really see the heart of how they serve it. However, you know, it doesn't matter how you got it really. It's that instant bond that you share because you felt that person's pain. It's become a culture thing, separated from everyone else, because instantly I know what kind of pain he went through. I know what kind of pain she went through, and it's a bond that we share. But definitely, it's like everyone has their own personal motives in getting it. But you know, I've always learnt through my father that it's something not to be hidden, but to be humbled by. You know, to wear it humbly because it's a servanthood. You know, it's something that we need to be in terms of serving people. So, you know, like I had a friend of mine, and I didn't realise he had it for a long time. And I had already told him about my experience in it, and he didn't mention anything about his. And months down the line, I didn't even see it on him. And then one day he wore shorts, and I saw him and I go, "Hey, you got a better, bro?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I felt this immense respect for him on a deeper level because he held it with so much integrity and so much humbleness and humility, and so it's definitely how you hold it, how you wear it is how
that's awesome. I think just how you're talking about integrity, because I know that with my relationship with you, I know you're a type of person who doesn't really show it off, or you've either wearing long shorts or some pants. And I guess for me to know that someone that has a better and not really showing it off, that's some like you're saying, that mad respect. It just goes to show that you value our culture, you value the principles of why we wear it. And no disrespect to those who like flash it out when it's winter, cold day, and they're wearing rugby shorts sort of thing. I mean, there's many of those, but to me that's kind of like they're just it's a showboat, or someone just wanting to I don't know, either they're proud, and like you said before, you don't want to judge anyone on it, but like either they're proud or just just showing it off. But at the end of the day, they got the better.
That's the thing. Cool, bro.
So just if you could remember, because how old were you when you got your better done?
So I was 15 and I was turning 16 at the time. So I was going through school C at the time, exams. I remember it clearly because I had to finish my last exam before I was able to lie down and receive the better.
So at that young age, did you ever think of getting a better at that age, or?
To be honest, I didn't. But I seized that opportunity once my father asked me. And he asked all my brothers and they all said yes. And for me it was definitely yes. It wasn't something that I ever feared. I respected it. So I knew what was entitled because I had tasted some of its pain before. When I was 11, I got a kaurima the traditional way, so I had a taste. I had a fair idea on what to expect.
So with your, getting it together with your brothers, did that for you, was that kind of like a reassurance that that's you got people behind you in this journey? Did you feel that?
Man, I couldn't have done it with anyone else. Like that connection on that level, man, took our relationship to a deeper level. Like you go through, it feels like you go through war together, because the thing with the better isn't just the line down of it, it's the endurance. And when you're going through it with someone else, it makes it much more helpful knowing that someone else is going through the same pain as you are. And encouraging you to get through to the end. So man, it was a beautiful experience. Very tough, but when I look back at it, man, I loved that experience. So
it's kind of like a painful encouragement. Just having blood brothers or family. It's kind of like laying down your lives together. In that safe place. Oh, that's awesome. Last question.
Sure.
So how would you prepare someone, or someone was getting ready to take on this this awesome cultural tradition that we have of the better? If someone was wanting to go for it or getting ready for it, like what would you what would your advice be to them, or what would you say to them?
I'd say, really, really think about why you want it, because the reason of doing that is it will help you get through the pain. It's definitely something that you really needed to deepen, and the endurance is definitely worth it at the end. But it's more the question why.
Mm.
You know, why are you really doing this? Because I know a lot of people that haven't finished because of the pain. You know, it's not something you can take lightly. It's not something you can lay down for 10 minutes and think that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
This is it's endurance, and so you really need to be very careful.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely possible.
Possible.
Yeah,
that's
definitely possible. Anyone can do this.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Just as long as they got their mind right and
definitely
the right motives.
And I've always encouraged people. Most of my friends have got it now. And I've, as soon as I got it, I said, you could do this.
Yeah.
You know, you just need to take your mind to a different place and encourage them. But it was also the encouragement of, why do you want it, man? You know, there needs to be a bigger purpose in why you're having it. Because you need it. You need the light at the end of the tunnel, you know.
Wow. That's awesome.
Cool.
Anyways, that's it for the interview.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you, Patrick Masoi, for your your availability to do this for me and my class.
It's my pleasure, mate.
So hopefully, more people will get to understand the culture, also what it is to wear the be'a or the malu.
Cool.
So God bless you.
Cheers, bro.
Thanks, brother.
All peace, man.